We've accomplished some amazing things here at Hamilton School District, and we couldn't do any of it without you. As we look to the future, it's important that we keep you up to date on the state of our programs and facilities. So who better to hear from than the people behind the scenes, the ones who are providing our kids the best education possible.
It's pandemonium in the morning, really, usually, because our pickup and drop off is right on the city street. And on 3 sides of the building, we have buses on one side, so that's out of a line of sight. We have to have staff there. So it spreads our staff thin in trying to provide supervision.
We have kids crossing streets, going through cars in areas that they shouldn't be, crossing through our bus loading zones.
5th Street right in front of the school on the east side of the building gets very busy. But then down State Street all the way wrapping around on 6th Street and encroaches into the bus pickup area as well.
It should be really an easy thing and a safe place for students to get off the bus, come into school, and not have, not wind up being late because they're waiting to get through the line.
One of the biggest concerns for the middle school is the Voc Science building that was built back in the late 70s. That was a temporary structure that was actually built on the old football practice field, and it was at that time built to help overcrowding. They were running swing shifts back in the 76, 77, 78, right in that era, and this was a temporary fix, and so it housed the science department's business, family consumer science, shop, welding, that kind of stuff.
It wasn't built very well. It was built on budget. It wasn't built with education in mind. There was no windows, there's no green space, there's no open air. It's not built well.
When you walk through the pod, you can see the temporary nature of it. The walls are very thin. You can hear classrooms through the walls. There are really no windows to speak of. It looks like a bunker.
Loud and dark. The walls are hanging sheets of metal, and kids are loud, and there's no insulation between us. So it's just loud. You can hear every word of the teacher next door. You can hear every word of the kids next door.
It's depressing for everybody involved, let alone teachers, when you have no window to even look outside to see if the sun is shining or anything like that. I mean, it's tough. It's tough on these kids to be kind of like 4 walls, no window, can't look out.
Listening to what research says about brain development in adolescence and providing the daylight and the green space and the opportunities for movement, we want to be able to do those things effectively. In our building, it's very much a challenge. We have teachers that are doing everything that they can to make that happen, and our staff is amazing. I love working with them, but they're also hampered by the facilities that we have.
As a science teacher, I love to do things outside. We launch hot air balloons, we do rockets.
3, 2, 1, go!
We have to get really creative with how we execute, or we take a lot of class time to walk down to Haynes Field through a neighborhood, blocks and blocks, there's better options for that.
If you've seen our playground, it's pretty pathetic. It's just a big concrete slab.
People call it the prison yard out there.
I feel like we have a lot of behavior problems because the kids get bored. They don't have slides or swings or, even, some tires to climb on.
There's just not a quality place for them to play, to be kids, to run wide open. We don't have any grass really that they can access. What grass we do have, the street is very close, so we have equipment going in the street all the time.
Kids do need to be more connected with nature, and they need sunlight, and they're like plants, and they're trying to grow.
It was never intended to have outdoor play space. I mean, they put the Voc Science or the pod right on top of the only practice field was there. They built the new gym and music rooms right on top of the tennis courts. So I mean, it was a high school. They didn't have recess, and they didn't need things like that when it was originally done.
The pod was built at a time when we didn't think about the different elements of safety that we think about in everything that we do every day now.
It's a struggle having 2 buildings. We lock doors down in between passing periods and things like that so that people can't just gain access. But with the world we live in now, it's not the best situation.
From what I've learned in my short time here in Hamilton is we have a really supportive community that cares very much about education and the arts and what we're providing for our community. And I think in terms of looking to build a new facility for our students, what we're looking to do is make the middle school years ones that set them up to be successful moving into the high school so that they can continue to contribute positively to the community.
They look at Daly, and Daly's so beautiful now. And the playground, oh my gosh, I drove past it yesterday. It's amazing. amazing. And the high school, my son's at the high school, it's an amazing school. So many cool facilities for the kids to use. And the middle schoolers, they kind of look there and they look there and they go, what about us? Hamilton has a standard of excellence that we give our students what they need to do their learning. And this building, unfortunately, just isn't what it needs to be to give our kids what they need to learn.
We talk about that at home. You know, do we buy a bigger house? Do we get a different car? As we grow, we know we have needs that need to be met. I think as a community, we've done a great job so far. I'm proud of the changes that we've made. We're not done though. The middle school, it's obviously needs to have a change.
This is the place that needs the attention now.
It's clear. The world we live in has changed since we built Hamilton High School, which means we have to adapt.
The perspective on the high school, everybody still calls it the brand new high school. Well, heck, it's over 22 years old already.
When they built the high school, safety and security was not even really a main topic at that time. This building was designed in 1998 and it was opened in 2000. It was built at that time, state of the art. I mean, we're sitting in the Performing Arts Center. It's still one of the top performing arts centers in the state of Montana. The gymnasium was well thought out of, but the actual safety and security where the offices and things like that and entryways, that was not planned for the world we live in today.
We've done a great job dealing with risks so far, but we could do a much better job.
We've evaluated all of the school facilities in the district through the National School Shield program and identified our vulnerabilities. So we really do have a pretty thorough understanding of where they are. Modernizing some of the facilities to meet the realities of what we're training for is something that every school district in the country's got to be looking at right now.
Do some additions and make the building one entrance that's a lot safer, easily monitored, is the best for the safety and security of all of our students and staff that are here.
The biggest challenge for us has always been how do we do this and how can we make sure we can do it and spend the dollars right to make sure it's a value for everybody.
This is the last major thing we need to do for Hamilton to secure us for the next 50+ years.
As always, we are grateful for our community and look forward to keeping you up to date as we work to provide the best for our kids, our schools, our town.